Welcome to Subramani. In my longish journey of life, which very conveniently can be split into two halves, of the first half being advisor, wealth advisor, broker, and having created wealth for people, I still have about 150 to 200 raving fans who think that I'm a great fund manager. It should be around 150 to 200 people, which means about 700, 800 people actually, because 150 to 200 families is what it would be. So there are some people who would still call me and consult me for everything from which credit card to surrender to which credit card to keep, and which college to go to, which school to go to, right, and which is better, CBSE or ICSE. These kind of conversations also happen. So for me it is easy to assume that everybody knows what to do with their lives, with their money, etc. But occasionally I run into let's say a 40-year-old doctor who will have about, say, 1 crore lying in the savings bank account or in the bank fixed deposit at best, and or a couple of endowment policies. Largely their argument is we really don't know whom to trust, we really don't know whom to ask anything, so I would prefer being a DIY. I don't like this concept at all. I don't like people saying I want to be DIY because I don't want an advisor. That's wrong. You have to be DIY because you know how to do it. That's very important. In the market, in this market where everything is available free, or where people think that everything is available free, people don't want to pay the service for the services of an advisor, which is fair enough. But that when you're making that assumption that you don't want to pay for the services of an advisor, the assumption that the world makes is which means you know how to do it, which may not be true. It has not been true for many doctors I know. It's not been true for a couple of professionals working in the insurance business, right? So this both were women, and both of them were about 32, 33, maybe 35 years of age, not more than that. And they had accumulated a lot of cash in the savings bank account. And why? Because they didn't know where to invest. Now that's great, but the question is, so my argument is, why you need an advisor is simply because you don't even know where to start. So such people need an advisor. If you are very good at a subject, then you can be, if I can call you an advanced amateur, right? So you're not trying to make money out of it, but you are an advanced amateur. Then for you to say that you can handle it on your own is fine. But if you don't know how to do it, like for example, if I'm a good photographer, maybe I'm a good wildlife photographer, then for my daughter's wedding, I can say that I will be the photographer. But is it practical at all? Are you not going to be busy with other things? Won't the photography suffer? Won't the main marriage suffer, right? So sometimes you say, okay, let a photographer do the job. I'm not saying a financial advisor is like that. You will take much more time to hire a financial planner or financial advisor, whomever you want, or a broker. And you need somebody whom you can sound out. So I go through a broker right now, right? So 42 years of relationship. But I go through him, I still talk to him about everything under the sun, including which share not to buy, which share to buy, right? So first of all, if you don't even know where to start, how will you do it? So starting is obviously the very beginning, but after that you know which asset allocation, direct equity or mutual fund, why, how many people you are supporting, why to make a will, right? All those things. It is not just about saying, oh, put money into this company and it will do very well. That's not enough. I mean, you may be a good stock picker, that still does not make you a good financial planner, because you picked stocks, you done very well, you got assets, but you didn't know that you have to make a nominee. You didn't know that you could keep it in separate bank accounts. You didn't know in separate demat accounts. You didn't know that the spelling of your wife in the PAN card is different from the one that is there in the account, and today she is unable to touch it because you are no longer around. Right? You don't know all those things. So many of those things require help. And if you require help, you will have to pay for help. Not everybody can say, I don't need help. I don't know what to do, nor will I pay for help. That combination doesn't work. Secondly, there are set of people who are very busy, or I would think they don't want to prioritize this. I wouldn't want to prioritize my income tax return and GST return over the fund that I have. So I have a chartered accountant who does that. I have a broker with whom I talk about my mutual funds, my insurance, my direct equity portfolio, etc. Different people for different things, and maybe I even have a DIY portfolio in mutual funds. But I also have have investments done through a particular investment advisor who is a mutual fund advisor. So I have all kinds of combinations. So more importantly, even though I call myself DIY, I use the services of very many people and almost free, because I call them up and it's more like an intellectual discussion about how one should plan one's asset allocation, and this, when did you sell, when did you buy, these kind of discussions. For me, that is part of my life. It's not part of my work, it's part of my life. There are people who come and ask me, sound out ideas, right? So all that is useful while I'm doing my investment. Now, if you don't have time, if you're too busy, it is necessary that it is much preferred that you have an investment advisor rather than trying to do it yourself. So first is the knowledge, the competence to do it. If you have, either you have it or you don't have it. If you don't have it and you don't want to build it, you need to go through an advisor. Second is when you don't have time to do it. If you're a doctor, if you're any professional today who's working 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, 15 hours a day, you're not going to be able to find time. And if it does not interest you, you will prioritize it over something else. You would rather watch a Virat Kohli or a Rohit Sharma rather than sit with these numbers. In fact, if you're a finance professional, there's a great chance that you don't want to do it because you're doing it in the office. In the office, you're sitting and doing IRR, NPV, etc. I don't think you want to do this. In fact, some of the best equity advisors and financial planners, which means they plan their own stuff, have been engineers who are into nuclear physics, or they're running a company and things like that. They've done a much better job than most of the CFOs that I know, or most of the bankers that I know, right? You are again a person who is very stressed about money. You don't understand money. So the only money that you understand is the whir of the sound when you put your card in the ATM machine. Other than that, you don't understand. You have a salary which comes to your account, you withdraw whenever you need. That's what you do. Then it is necessary for you to have an advisor, because for you, money could be a stress, right? If your money does not get managed well, let me say this again, if your money does not get managed well, chances are you will never be able to retire. You will have to hope to die the month you retire. This is not a great scenario. So you need to put money in equity. Maybe you need to put money even in cryptocurrency. I personally don't, but we never know, right? So you need somebody who will, like the Sound of Music song goes, you need someone older and wiser telling you what to do. Need not be older, but definitely better informed than you, who should be able to hold your hand and walk you through difficult times, especially during COVID times. So investment documentation, all of that becomes very important. And so to beat the stress, you need to have an advisor. Sometimes you're overconfident about certain things. You say, oh, term insurance, I'll just take it. So and then you don't. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months have passed and you don't. You are not adequately insured. You know that you have some borrowing, right? Somebody has to chase you, and that, paying money to be chased for a job which you should anyway do sounds odd, but sometimes we need protection from our own stupid self, right? Also, beyond a particular stage, if you have 10, 20, 30 lakhs lying in 30 lakhs of rupees, which is about 3 million rupees lying in your savings bank account, not knowing what to do, and not even pushing it into a liquid fund, not even putting it into bank fixed deposit, if it is lying there without any reason or a strategy, again, it's an indicator. But the thing is, the amount of money that you have lost by not keeping it in the mutual fund and by keeping it in the savings bank account will more than justify the cost of a financial planner. So don't get into some fixated idea that all financial planners are expensive or RIAs are expensive. Not all of them are, right? So you are interested in learning, you want to do a DIY eventually, but today you don't know, all the more reasons to get an advisor very clearly, knowing that you won't need that person after some time. Having said so many reasons why you should have a financial advisor, let me also at the outset tell you that I am not trying to gather AUM. Even if you write into me, I am going to forward this to somebody, that's all. So it's not that I am looking for business, but I think it is justified having an advisor in these things. Does a financial advisor solve all your problems? No, he does not solve all your investment problems. He does not solve all your personal finance problems. He does not solve your ability to even comprehend what is happening. But it is his job to make sure that 2 years, 3 years, 5 years from now, she should equip you to say, I don't need a financial advisor, I can be a DIY myself, I don't need any help. That is one thing. He'll at least, he or she will get you started, make sure that you have adequate term insurance. He will ensure that your bank fixed deposits are kept to the minimum and more money is kept in debt funds, because that is more tax efficient. Sits with you, talks to your family, and then now you know the role that a financial advisor can play. I'm still saying it's your choice, but please make your choice very sensibly after thinking about it. Thank you.